And we'll just start by drawing up nice and tall, finding the crown of your head. You might just touch the center of your head and get a sense of where that is so that you can draw it back over your spine, allowing the ears to fall over your shoulders, and then drawing up. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Blow it out through the nose. And then settle in. Feel those legs soften open, whatever softening open looks like to you, feels like in your body. And then allow those elbows just to sink down, tipping the chin and finding that center point. Taking a nice deep breath in and out, and allowing the breath to just begin to flow. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, just being in easy pose, allowing the body to settle in. Notice your breath. Where does the breath become apparent to you? Is it at the tip of the nose, the back of the throat? Just notice. There's no judgment, only noticing. And then begin to deepen that breath, making the inhale longer. And notice if you can match the exhale, balancing them out. So inhaling, exhaling. Finding an evenness in the inhale and exhale. Sometimes as we move through the day, I'll catch myself holding my breath, but if I balance the breath, inhaling and exhaling, without trying, my body relaxes into whatever's happening. So notice as you move through today, if you can balance your breath, how it creates a nice ease and flow. And now we're going to deepen the breath one more time. And this time we're going to begin to count 4 inhale, 4 exhale. And invite the Ujjayi breath in, tightening the back of the throat, creating the ocean sound. And a lot of times the monkey mind is there. It wants to help us. It wants us to be part, wants to be part of whatever our day is. So notice if you can allow the thinking mind, which I like to call the monkey because it likes to jump all over. Give it a task. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And on your own, I will still be here. And as you're inhaling for a count of 4 and exhaling for a count of 4, notice where the inhale and the exhale is taking place. Is it taking place only in the lungs? Do you feel your belly expanding and contracting as you inhale and contracting on the exhale? Just notice. And as you inhale, feel that diaphragm. It's along the base of your ribs, expanding down, allowing the belly to expand out. And then feel that belly button draw in as it presses the air out of the lungs, drawing that belly button in tight to the spine. So this really creates a really nice exercise for that whole abdominal cavity, drawing all of the midsection in. Now notice where your shoulders are. Are they up around your ears? Are they down? If you find that they're up around your ears, notice if you can draw them back and down. And on the next inhale, bringing the hands up overhead, inhaling nice and tall, lengthening up, reaching through those arms as if they're going to reach the ceiling, but draw down through the shoulder blades. Engage that pelvic floor that you can feel yourself drop long through the crown, keeping with your Ujjayi breath. Feel the energy begin to run between the tail and the crown. So it's almost as if your hands have created a really nice invitation for the energy to flow down through the top of your crown, through the spine, all the way down to the earth. And then inhaling back up through the earth, through the spine, all the way through the hands. So it's creating a run of energy. As we exhale, it's drawing down. As it's inhaling, it's drawing in and up. Feel that energy begin to move. On the next inhale, take a hold of your right hand on your left wrist and exhale, drawing that over. So it's not going to be a really deep opening. It's more about opening right through here in your arm, the back of the axillary, which is the armpit, the back of your arm down into the latissimus dorsi. Just breathe into that. And now on the next inhale, we're going to inhale back to center, and we're going to just switch hands and exhale the other way. Breathing into that right side or left side, whichever side you're on. Breathe into it. Inhaling, coming back to center, exhaling, both hands down, making the peace sign with your fingers and letting those fingertips touch the earth. Dropping out of the shoulders and inhaling through those fingertips as if you're inhaling an invitation from the earth all the way up through your crown. And exhaling down through your root chakra, which is between the sit bones. And inhaling up through the fingertips. And exhaling down through the crown. Through the root chakra. Inhaling up through the fingertips. And exhaling down through the root chakra. One more time. Inhaling. Exhaling down, and then inhaling those hands up, fingertips pointing to the sky. Nice long inhale, drawing out the shoulders, exhaling. Imagine those fingertips are connecting to lightning bolts through the atmosphere. Feel the energy run through the arms, run through the side body, run down through the sit bones, and follow the breath. Imagining that the inhale and the exhale is passing through each chakra. Just notice. Inhaling through those fingertips, exhaling all the way to the right, dropping out of that right hand and lengthening over through the body. Exhaling over. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhaling, drawing back up. Exhaling the other way. Lengthening over. Beautiful. Coming back to center and exhaling straight forward. Keeping that core engaged, allowing the back to remain flat. Just coming to the point of where you find resistance. Leading with the heart. And when you find that point of resistance, bring your hands to the front of your mat and allow it to support coming off the edge. So go up to the edge where the body says, no, stop there, and then back out of it. And this is where the work is going to happen. So we're going to inhale on the back out, exhale on the dropping forward. Inhaling on the back out, exhaling, dropping down. Now this is a very small movement because it's not about forcing the body, it's about allowing the body to open. Inhaling up, exhaling down. One more time, inhaling up, exhaling into that point of resistance. And then coming all the way back up. Take a second, kind of wiggle around, see what's happening in the body. And then we're going to move right into tabletop this morning. So if you're sitting on a blanket, move it out of the way. Creating some space around you. Finding that those hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Spin the eyes of the elbows towards your hands. So this is the crease of my elbow and it's facing about, the goal is the middle finger. Sometimes it'll only go to the first finger, depending upon how tight your shoulders are. Bring those knees directly under your hips. Engage that floor of the pelvis and lengthen through the crown. Now, if you feel a sag happening in your low back, see if you can tip that pelvis and bring that bend out of your back. Imagine that I'm coming around, touching your waist, inviting the back to be flat. See if you can drop out of your shoulders. Sometimes even in this posture, our shoulders will move up to our ears. Bring them back. Lengthen your head out of your shoulders. Keep breathing as if it's a turtle coming out of its shell. And find the power in right here in tabletop. See what's happening. Notice the energy moving through your body. We've invited a lot of energy to come through the body, energetically from the skies, from the earth. See what it feels like now that you've moved into a different position. On the next inhale, begin to move with an inhale, dropping down into cow. Make it a long inhale. Make it a really intentional cow. Looking up, turning the tail up. And then an intentional exhale. Draw that belly button into the spine. Draw everything and the cat all the way up. So do this really slowly and see if you can get the sense of every little micro muscle that's moving. It's easy to identify the big muscles, but what about each little tiny muscle that is attached between each vertebrae? There's little teeny 1-inch muscles that attach from one vertebrae to the other. See if you can feel those muscles contracting and relaxing as you move through cat and cow. Find your own rhythm, find your Ujjayi breath, and follow it. If the mind begins to jump in here, want to know what's happening, what's next, what's next, what's next, slow it down. Give it the task of counting your breath. You can create 4-part breath in this movement. This can become a meditation right here. Exhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling. Nothing else mattering. Only the flow of cat and cow. Find your rhythm. We're going to do 5 more. This will be 1. Begin to feel the strength building in your arms. And if you're not feeling it in your arms, double check and make sure that the eyes of the elbows are spinning forward, that all of the muscles in the forearm and the upper arm are gripping the bones. There's work here everywhere. In the inhale and the exhale, in the contraction and the relaxing. 2 more. Here we go. Last one, finish it out. And on the next inhale, coming back into tabletop and noticing in the simplest of movements that sometimes in the very simple and mundane, we've lived such a very fast life for so many years that we get lost in wanting to hurry through whatever simplicity that presents itself. The stillness is a valuable resource. Find your breath, be still in tabletop. Walk your knees together so that they're a little bit more together. Be mindful of any knee injuries and sink back into child's pose. Folding your body over child's pose, walking those arms first out in front of you, letting your forehead come to the mat. Now, I don't have a deep child's pose. I'm not sitting back on my heels because of a knee injury. If you can sit back on your heels, please do so. And then bring your hands back behind you, allowing your forehead to support your child's pose, lengthening through your crown. You want to really be strong here.
So there's still a long line of energy from your tailbone to your crown, supporting, bringing your hands behind you, clasping your hands, and lifting them straight up. Now, if you need to look at me, sit up, look at me, and then go back into the third eye onto the floor, and we're going to lift up onto the crown of our head. Just like this. Going long, let your arms be the lift out of your neck. Breathing into it. If this hurts your head, hurts your neck, come out of it. You can roll back onto the third eye like this, keeping your arms up. So this is level 1 right here. Level 2 is rolling up. Now, open the crown of your head and pour anything you don't need into the earth. Pelvic floor is engaged. We're breathing. Inhale, draw up through those hands. They come to the back. Hands come to the floor and roll back onto your third eye, protecting the neck. So, really important here to keep that core engaged. Stack your hands, bring your forehead to your hand, and lengthen through your spine. Working those knees down to the heels. And just let there be release here. Bring long in your crown, allowing that neck. Tip your chin, allowing the back of the neck to open. Beautiful. Reaching the hands out in front of you, right here. Drawing up, coming back into tabletop. Opening those knees, lengthening through your head, tipping the chin, opening the back of the neck. Inhaling back into lengthening the crown. Exhaling, tipping the chin. Inhaling, lengthening through the crown. Excellent. So finding our tabletop, going long through the crown. We're going to inhale through the crown. We're going to exhale and look for that right hip. Inhaling, coming to center. Exhaling, looking to the left. Open that side body. Warming it up. Inhaling. Exhaling, looking for the right. Inhaling, looking for the left. Inhaling, looking for the right. Inhaling, center. Exhaling, looking for the left. Nicely done. Inhaling, coming back to center, turning the toes under. Exhaling into a half down dog so that your chest is right on your knees, letting go of your head. So if you're looking forward, you're thinking about what's coming next. So you'll sort of do that. Then drop the head down, shake it out, double check. Make sure those feet are facing forward, they're hip distance apart. Notice where your knees are going. Are they collapsing together? Spin them open. Feel those sit bones in your fanny open up as you lift your tailbone to the sky, and then inhale up onto your toes and exhale down into that right heel, opening the hamstrings. Breathe into it. Let's have 3 breaths right into the back of this right leg. Inhaling, exhaling, beautiful. 2 more. And inhaling up on into your toes and exhaling into that left heel. And if downward facing dog's not with you today, do this from tabletop. You can get the same effect without the stress on the arms. Last inhale, exhale. Inhale up into the right foot and walk with the breath. So inhale on your toes, exhale into your heel. Inhale into your toes, exhale into your heel. Inhale into your toes, exhale into your heel. Inhale into your toes, exhale into your heel. Last one to the left side, and then we're going to inhale into our toes and exhale into both heels, sinking back into a full downward facing dog. Find your breath. We're going to have 4 breaths here. One more. And on the next inhale, look and walk yourself to the front of your mat. Coming into standing forward fold. Might be a long journey to the front of your mat. Let's see if you can find your way there. Dropping all the way down into forward fold. Touching the floor. Sinking into those knees. Letting your chest fall onto your quads, onto the thighs. Exhaling, lifting through the tail. Inhaling, sinking down through the knees. Exhaling, lifting up through the tail. Inhaling. Begin to invite the head into this, looking up, sinking a little lower. Exhaling, lifting through the tail. Inhaling, bringing the arms into it, halfway up. Exhaling down. Inhaling. Exhaling down. Inhaling, coming all the way into Uttanasana. Sitting down into that chair. Let those knees travel to your little toes. Breathe into it. And then inhaling, coming all the way up. Exhaling your hands down to your side into mountain pose. Notice where are your shoulders. Are they up by your ears? Wiggle them around, see if they'll come down away from the ears. Bring that head back over the shoulders, bring long in the crown. Engage that pelvic floor, feel that belly button drop back to the spine. Breathe into it. Great. Inhale, hands up overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Touching that floor. Inhaling, sinking down, letting that chest drop. Exhaling back up through the tail. Inhaling, sinking down. We're going to do 3 with no arms. So this is 2. Tip into that head. Inhale, halfway down. Exhale, tipping down, letting everything pour out of the top of your head. Inhaling, head looks up this time. Exhaling, head goes to the floor. Inhaling, bringing the hands halfway up. Exhaling down. 3 here, this is 2. This is 3. Halfway. This time all the way into Uttanasana. Sit back for 3 breaths. And inhale, lifting up. Power up. Reach up, 1 long inhale, 1 long exhale. Feel the power come through the fingertips. Exhaling the hands down. Full mountain. Find your mountain. Grow long in the crown. Engage that core. So what happens when your core is not engaged, you get a really pretty pelvic tilt where the fanny sticks out. Bring that core in. Inhaling the hands up overhead. Exhaling, swan dive down. Here we go. Inhaling, half squat. This is the last round of these that we're doing. Exhaling, dropping down in the head. Inhaling, halfway up. Exhaling down. Inhaling. Exhaling, adding the arms halfway. Inhaling, looking forward. Exhaling down. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling, full Uttasana, sit back, chair. Find your breath, 3 of them. Inhaling, powering up. Exhaling, mountain pose. This time, half sun salutations only. Inhaling, your hands up overhead. Exhaling, swan dive forward. Inhaling, halfway up, flat back. Exhaling down. Inhaling, reverse swan dive. Exhaling, hands down center line. And we'll go again, 4 more of these. You go at your own pace. Half sun salutation. Swan on the exhale. Three more. No matter where you are, do 1 more. Coming into standing Anjali Mudra. This is like a child's pose, but standing. Notice where everything's at. Lift your toes up, get a sense of where you are on your feet. Do any micro adjustments, set those toes down softly. Engage that core. Wiggle through your hips a little bit. See what you can let go of. What doesn't need to be holding to keep you standing. Lift through your heart. Drop through your shoulder blades and grow long in their crown. Breathing into it. On the next inhale, step your left foot straight back so you can drop your hands down. Step it straight back and spin open. Now I want both legs straight here. So in order to spin your hips towards the long side of your mat, you might have to adjust that back foot a little bit so that it's more parallel with the back of the mat. The front of the foot is perpendicular. Big words, haven't used those in a long time. Grow up nice and tall. We're heading to triangle, so open those hands wide. Take a look. Are they kind of in line with your shoulders? Drop your shoulders down. Engage that core. Pull that belly button in. Inhale. Hinge at the hips. Slide across the body and tip into it. Now, if you want to use a block here, you can to bring the floor up. The biggest thing is that you're not folding forward. So notice what's happening in the body. If you can, spin that upper arm back. Look to the ceiling, look to the sun. See if you can open the heart to the sun, to the sky. Breathing into it.
Slowly turn your nose to look to the floor. Bring your right hand to the outside of your leg and just take a hold of your shin here. Engage that core. Make sure that core is strong. We're going to move with this. We're going to bring that left arm down to meet the right arm. So right here. Okay. Now that we're facing forward, if you feel that your hip is really being pulled on right here, spin that back foot to face forward. It's a little adjustment. You know where we're going. Take the right hand out in front of you, bring it around and put it on your sacrum right here. Feel that begin to open. Feel the twist begin to happen. Breathe into it. Look over that right shoulder. This is a balance pose. I'm going to quit talking for a minute so I can do it with you. Find your breath. Find your core. Tip out of your chin as you look over your shoulder to lengthen through that crown. Find your breath. 5 more breaths. You can do it. Focus in. Find a drishti. Find a point to look at. Release that hand. Back down to your shin. If you can reach the floor with your fingertips, do that. Let your forehead go to your shin. Breathe into it. Spin out of that back toe. So that both feet are facing forward and step forward to come back into forward fold. Woo! Drop out of it, forward fold. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling down, inhaling reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhaling those hands down center line. Take a little break here. Do a little inventory. What's different left side to right side? What's different in your neck? Is one neck side open more than the other? Shake your head no. Shake your head yes. Do it slowly. Release those hands down to your side. Lift your shoulders up. Let the right shoulder go down. Let the left shoulder go down. Lift your shoulders up. Let the left shoulder go down. Let the right shoulder go down. Hands on your hip, side to side here. Just gently notice what's happening. Where do you feel resistance? Bring your breath to it. Engage that pelvic floor. Release that pelvic floor. Engage it and leave it there. Soften your knees, wiggle down through the rest of your body. Notice the difference, right side to left side. Inhaling those hands up overhead. Exhaling, swan dive forward. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling down. 2 more. Move the energy. Keep it moving. Inhaling, hands down to Anjali Mudra. 2 more. Inhaling. Exhaling. 1 more, all the way through. Exhaling those hands down all the way to your waist, putting the hands on your waist, stepping that right foot back, leaving the left foot forward. Okay, spinning open. Now adjust however your feet, however they need to be. Little micro movements, preparing for triangle. Hands come open, dropping out of those shoulders, double check. Are they as parallel as they can be in your body? Just notice. Hinging into that hip, sliding across the body. and then tipping into it. Hand comes up, soften through the shoulders, engage your core. If you feel really wiggly, is your pelvic floor engaged? Just notice. Draw that shoulder back, that right shoulder back. Spin that heart open. If you have the space in your body to look up to the sky, to the ceiling, do that. Grow long in the crown. Find your breath. Slowly begin to look to the floor, bringing that left hand onto your shin. Engage that floor and begin to spin down. So if your pelvic floor is not engaged, you will feel this in your low back. So make sure that you're protecting that spine. So as you come into this forward wide angle pose, look at the floor, find your balance, lengthen through the crown, lower yourself down, bring that left hand up and around and place it on the sacrum and begin to twist into. Find a point to look at. I have a tendency to begin to lift my chin up, so make sure that you keep a lengthening through that crown, breathing into it. Find a spot to look at. Lock into it, stay with the breath. Inhaling, releasing that arm, bringing it back down. Lengthen through, breathing to it. 3 more breaths. Feel the opening in that left hamstring. Make sure your toes are not gripping the mat. Excellent. Hands come apart, step forward into standing forward fold, dropping all the way down into forward fold. Inhaling halfway up, exhaling down, inhaling reverse swan down. Hands down center line, standing Anjali Mudra. Close your eyes, take a little inventory. What feels different now? What's talking in the body? What may be softened in the body? Just notice. On the next inhale, inhale, dropping the hands down. Inhaling, circling them up, exhaling, swan dive forward. Inhaling, halfway up. Exhaling, hands on either side of the feet. Bend those knees and step back into downward facing dog. Find your dog. Give a nice strong dog. Breathe into it. 2 more breaths. Last one. Lower down, knees open. Open the knees wide. Sink all the way back into child's pose. Walk those hands out far away. So what happens when you walk your hands far away is that it opens the ribs. It opens the serratus anterior muscles in between each ribs. So you can play with it a little bit. Walk your right hand forward. Feel the right rib cage open. Walk the left hand forward. Feel the left side open. Now try walking your hands to the left. Give that right side body a lot of room and sink down into it. And inhale and walk those hands to the right.
all the way to the right, and sink down into it and feel it in the left side body. And inhale back to the center. And then find your way onto lying on your back. So whatever that looks like in your body. Some people like to do a downward facing dog, jump through with their feet, and then roll back on their back. So just so everybody knows, that's what I'm doing in my head. I'm sure it looks different. That's okay. Lengthen through the right leg, lengthen through the left leg. Point the toes, hands up overhead, point the fingers. Stretch as far apart as you can take a nice long inhale. Inhale, inhale, inhale. And on the exhale, scoop those knees in. Bring them in close. Rock side to side. Yes. Open those knees. Begin to let them travel. Traveling down into the armpits. Finding yourself headed to happy baby. Right here. Open this is the last hip opener we're going to do. Make sure that you lengthen through the back of your neck. Engage your core. And let yourself lie flat on your back here. Opening those hips. Breathing into it. And exhaling, releasing those feet together. Lengthening through that left knee, drawing that right knee in. Engaging the core and traveling that right knee across the body into a twist. And notice, how does your hip feel? Just notice, is it still tight? Does it have a little more space than in the morning when you got here? Breathing in, although it might be afternoon when you're watching this. So notice the difference of how that body feels. Notice that your pelvic floor is engaged as you come fully into this deep twist. Let your nose travel to your right side of the body, completing the twist in the spine. Find your breath. Inhaling, engaging your core, and coming back out of it. Exhaling, just a little counter pose before you come out of it, just to give that hip full rotation. Then lengthen out of it. You might have to wiggle flat on the floor. Draw that left knee in, all the way in. Begin to travel across the body with it, opening the hand wide. Twisting into it. Notice how this side body twists. It may not go as deep or it might go deeper. Just notice left side, right side. Look to your left hand. Breathe into it. Inhaling back to center, drawing that knee back in, counter pose it a little bit, and then set that left foot down. Feel yourself wiggle flat. Bring that right foot up to meet it. Hands come down on the floor. Walk those feet in a little bit closer to the body. Scooping the shoulder blades underneath you. And then preparing for bridge. So you can work into this by engaging your pelvic floor and releasing it out a couple of times. Feeling where the strength is in your legs. If you have a block, put it between your knees and hang on to it. And if you don't have a block, imagine you do and put it between your knees and hang on to it.
And on the next inhale, rolling all the way up, pressing through your feet. And go as high as you can before you engage the glutes. And just hang out there for a minute. Let the work be in the pelvic floor and the pressing into the floor. And if you need to look at me, come out of this all the way out and then look, because it's very hard on the neck to be in bridge and twist and look. So eyes are closed. You're having an internal journey. And when you're ready to add in the glutes and lift a little bit higher, do that. Make sure you don't lose your block from hanging on, your imaginary block if you don't have one. Pressing your hands into the floor and working a little bit higher. On the next inhale, lift a little higher, and exhale, really give your full expression and hold here. And from this point is where meditation and motion begins. So hang out here in this beautiful, powerful bridge. And when the body's ready to move, keep your eyes closed. Don't look at me. My meditation and motion is different than yours. Keep your eyes closed and follow the energy of the body. Follow it where it needs to go. Sometimes it happens quickly. Sometimes it happens slowly. Sometimes bridge is your meditation in motion. So honor that. Honor what's happening. Remembering that there's no wrong way to do your own meditation in motion. It's a process of getting out of the thinking mind and following the body. Sometimes there's movement, sometimes there's stillness. Sometimes there's still bridge. We're going to have 3 or 4 more breaths, meditation and motion. And then begin to find your way into knees at the chest, rocking side to side. Giving yourself one last little massage in the low back. And ask yourself, do I need anything else? And if you need nothing else, find your way into Shavasana. The last posture of the day. I'm going to just read a beautiful little poem by Donna Fowles from the book Go In and In. We call down grace and gaze without wavering in the fires of creation. We find the place where love embraces fear and tears taste like faith. We let our radiance reveal in laughter and in longing. We hold the whole of life, sweet grapes and bitter healing herbs. We hold until we overflow and offer back the gifts that we've received. The vessel never empties. The growing love between us keeps it filled. And gently begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes as you begin the journey back to now. Rolling to your side when you're ready and joining me in easy pose when it's there. Hands come to your heart. Namaste.